July 13, 2025, in Doha, the Lusail iconic stadium prepares for the Club World Cup final. Chelsea, under the leadership of Enzo Maresca, seemed to be the underdogs, becoming a phenomenon when overcoming strong opponents. Meanwhile, PSG under Luis Enrique entered the match with an unstable spirit. There were rumors of internal discord within the team. Neymar and Mbappe disagreed. Marquinhos felt that the demands were too heavy, and Donnarumma was criticized for his performance. Internal rumors and tension made PSG falter, while the French press began to question Enrique's leadership ability. Many experts commented, if PSG could not maintain unity, Chelsea would have a chance. The match started with a fiery spirit from Chelsea. In the third minute, from a counterattack, striker Sterling received the ball on the right wing, neatly curled the ball to open the score. PSG felt like they had been doused with cold water. Less than 10 minutes later, Cole Palmer and João Pedro combined cleverly in midfield for Palmer to set up a delicate pass for Pedro to rush in and score the second goal. The score was quickly 2-0 in the first 15 minutes. PSG still couldn't react. The midfield was in disarray, and the attacking stars like Messi or Neymar lacked support. Enrique shouted loudly from the coaching seat, but the lack of tactical clarity made the situation worse. In the 28th minute, Marquinhos fouled Nkunku in the penalty area. The referee initially showed a yellow card, but after consulting VAR, it was changed to a red card. PSG had to play with 10 men. Just 2 minutes after that situation, the third goal came as an inevitable consequence. From an indirect free kick, Chelsea organized a quick kick. Sterling passed to Palmer. Palmer fired a powerful shot into Donnarumma's net. The score was 3-0. PSG were devastated. The players stood on the field in shock. The small collisions escalated. Enrique rose from the bench, his eyes red, shouting at the stadium organizers. Emotions had not yet subsided. In the 35th minute, a situation occurred that shocked the football world. The referee blew the whistle for a dead ball situation. Alexander Djiku, PSG's central defender, collided strongly with João Pedro. Pedro fell. Pedro's bodyguard pulled Enrique into the technical area. Enrique appeared on the sideline, went straight to Pedro, rushed in and slapped the Chelsea striker in the face. The entire field was silent at that moment. Chelsea fans and players nearby almost wanted to react. Pedro stood below, eyes wide in pain, while Enrique stood there, tense but angry under the lights. The referee and his assistants had to turn around and negotiate immediately. Enrique was shown a direct red card and was taken out of the technical area. The first half ended about a minute early, in a heavy atmosphere. In the second half, Chelsea increased the tempo and controlled the match. They scored a fourth goal in the 52nd minute when Palmer took a beautiful free kick. In the 60th minute, João Pedro completed his individual hat-trick with a classy goal from a long-range shot. PSG played more and more awkwardly. They were weak in both ball control and finishing. Every attack was broken by Chelsea's full-field press. PSG defenders kept dropping players, and Mbappe was completely isolated. Donnarumma made a few saves but also conceded at least 2 more shots on target from Cole Palmer. There was no sign that PSG had to regain control of the match. With a shortage of players and a lack of spirit, they struggled throughout the second 45 minutes. The match ended with a score of 3-0 in favor of Chelsea. The 5th goal came from a lightning counterattack. Sterling set up Palmer for Jackson to finish. The whole MetLife Stadium exploded. Chelsea celebrated. PSG was exhausted. Coach Maresca watched silently from afar. A few minutes after the final whistle, the medical department and the organizing committee had to intervene to maintain order. Enrique was removed from the technical bench and will be severely punished. The hit on Pedro was rebroadcast across sports channels and social networks. Enrique was strongly criticized, not only for his unprofessional actions, but also for losing control in front of the crowd. The FIFA Organizing Committee announced an investigation into the coach's violent behavior. Chelsea also publicly asked FIFA to make a strict decision, because they suffered a serious loss when Pedro was injured and had to have a head scan immediately after the match. The 3-0 defeat was a historic shock. The PSG leadership and president Nasser Al-Khelaifi held an emergency meeting. The Paris press is constantly asking, is Enrique still qualified to lead the team? The midfielder like Verratti is dissatisfied. Neymar starts to skip training. Chelsea is highly praised. Cole Palmer becomes a global hero, scoring 2 goals, 2 assists, becoming the best player in lice and a young symbol of European football. People say, the MetLife night is a milestone of the generational transition between PSG's decline and Chelsea's new champion. Losing a man early and breaking the defensive strategy. Marquinhos' red card made PSG lose balance, which they were already fragile. Internal psychological impact. Enrique did not control the dressing room. Clearly internal conflicts affected the spirit of the game. Chelsea completely turned the game around, pressing fiercely, taking advantage of the speed and creativity of Palmer and Sterling, creating constant pressure. Individual brilliance. Cole Palmer played like a maestro that night, making PSG's defenders unable to predict. Cole Palmer, Chelsea. I have never seen a team like PSG today. We saw it as a big challenge, and showed our mettle. João Pedro, Chelsea. The feeling of scoring a hat-trick in the final was unbelievable. Everyone had trained, and today it was a dream. Luis Enrique, PSG, after being banned from the field. I apologize, I was impulsive. That's not the person I want to be. The apology did not appease the public, and he was banned by FIFA for another 6 matches. Chelsea went on to win the 2025 Club World Cup, not just the title, but also the beginning of a new era for English football. Enrique became the focus of criticism, losing his job as PSG coach less than 4 weeks after the match. He was seen as a bad example of losing control. PSG fell into a complete crisis. A radical restructuring was required. Neymar asked to leave, Mbappe had a mental breakdown, and the team had to be run from scratch. Chelsea enjoyed glory, Palmer became a global name, signed a sponsorship deal, and the future direction of development was extremely sublime. Conclusion. This story is a dramatic fantasy. PSG suffered a 0-3 defeat. Coach Enrique lost control and attacked the opposing players, creating a terrible scandal. Chelsea, on the other hand, won the title with a perfect performance, especially Cole Palmer, a young midfielder who changed the game and the result. The scene of Enrique attacking Pedro, although completely fictional, was added to clarify the climax and psychological tension in the dressing room. It makes the story haunting, like a warning about the limits that should not be crossed in sport.